Ford is always they were the go-to guys for us at the end of the series. They were a big sponsor for us, and here they came through with hybrid cars, which is fantastic because transportation is so much of your budget and so much of your energy is spent in transportation. So they provided hybrid cars for us, for the actors, and for me to and from set, and also anyone picked up from the airport was picked up in a hybrid Ford car. One of the reasons I dislike what I do, I like so many things about it, is that we produce a lot of waste. When I first started working in the business, we would just take sets and scrap and throw them away. That's changing. There is a new sensibility. There is a new directive, and Fox is actually, I think, at the forefront of that directive of working in a green way, meaning that using recycled materials whenever possible, recycling whatever you do use that's new, looking at it as a total approach. And I was very excited about that. They spent a lot of time. They actually have a team that comes up and works with the production unit to figure out how to go green as much as possible. And it makes it for it just makes for a better consciousness on the set. I remember when we shot the first movie, we shot in the desert, and everyone was drinking water from water bottles. And at the end of the day, we would have literally hundreds of water bottles piled up, and it was stupid. I mean, we could have just all had a cup and drank from a Sparklets bottle. There's just smart ways to do things, and then there's stupid ways to do things because all that plastic ends up in landfills and or is so much is unrecycled. When you look at the statistics, it's for me it's horrifying. So I'm glad to see that Hollywood is going green. It makes me interested in the business again. I had lost some interest in what I do because of the waste and of the mentality was spend a lot of money, make a lot of money. Don't think about the product of your process. We had a small footprint. We used recycled paper whenever possible. I've actually got a list here.
Yeah, yeah.
Our generators ran on biodiesel. We had a no idling policy for the transportation department. That's a big thing because we're working in a cold environment, and you can leave your car idling to keep the heater on. That was not our policy here. We tried to work around that. Ford gave us these hybrid cars to pick people up from the airport to and from. A lot of transportation to and from airports. A lot of transportation to and from set. They provided hybrid cars. Ford did for the actors and for me. That's a huge amount of emissions that we kept out of the air. I'm very proud of that. We had office composting recycling programs. So we minimized script and sides copying, which was part of the process anyway, because we didn't do much copying of sides because we needed sides being the stuff you're shooting, the pages you're shooting on a daily basis. We didn't print many scripts, and we didn't print many of the pages from those scripts. And most people were working blind, which is not a good way to work, although it saves the environment. Our caterers had on-site composting, used food that came from within a 100-mile radius to minimize shipping. They used sustainable seafood only. That's a big deal, and I think this is the future, not only in Hollywood, but in America, Canada, the world. Eat locally, save that money, that energy, that we transport food from such great distances. These are very, very important things, I think, for not just the survival of Hollywood, but the survival of mankind, truly. We used compostable cutlery and plates. You can buy these things that are made from products that are biodegradable. When you throw them in the trash, or they decompose. They do not have that horrible life that most plastic has. We asked all vendors that what they did in support of sustainability, and that became part of the criteria for choosing suppliers. Very important. Again, everyone's on board. We choose people that think in a green fashion, think about renewable resources, think about sustainable resources, think about recycling, reusing. We used natural cleaners in the office and on set, and as I was reminded, the smell of vinegar in the office reminded everyone of that. Natural cleaners, very, very important. It's easy to go out there and buy what's cheapest on the shelf. Not always the best thing to use. We used sand on set, not salt. When we were working in snow, and you need traction. And to get traction, one of the common ways to do it is to throw salt on the snow. We were in areas where they asked us not to throw salt on it because these were areas where they were going to be growing organic crops, and there was actually a sustainable farm that was going to be in the area. Also, a horse facility. They did not want salt, which would have lasted in the soil there. We used sand as an alternative. That was a very, very important thing. Anyway, I'm very proud that Fox has taken the initiative. It's really where my heart is and lies as we go forward, and that everyone, man, woman, child, that does his or her part to think every time you throw something in the garbage, can I reuse this? Can I recycle this? Am I making a choice that is good for the planet, not good for me, not convenient for me? These are all important things to think about.